Help, Heather. I hear what you say about the freedom to change out tools and to try different things, but I am really struggling because I keep doing it all the time. I keep flip-flopping between tools and I don't know how to think about this differently. All right, so I had done a video about how to experiment, how to try new things, and it was like a little process video that I walked you through this, but I just want to give this little nugget here, which is when you decide to do any tool, which could be counting calories, macro counting, a new workout regimen, counting points, anything you choose to change, a good general rule of thumb is you commit to it for 4 to 6 weeks. And what that does, it allows you to actually give it a fair shake. It allows you to actually see if it works for you. It's not an emotional decision. So when you're battling this particular issue, it's because you see something on your friend's page, you see an ad, you see something, and it emotionally triggers you to believe that you should be doing it too. And what you're doing isn't effective, and yada, yada, yada. And it's basically an emotional response. And as much as we can, we want to distance ourselves from emotional responses when it comes to weight loss and weight management. Our emotions are not a good decision-making tool. It will steer you wrong more than it will steer you correct, okay? And the way that you know it's emotional versus logical is because in theory, the way that this would go, I'm going to go ahead and give tracking calories a fair shake, like Heather said. I'm going to block out 4 weeks on my calendar. I'm going to put my deadline of when this is going to end, this experiment. I'm going to keep tracking my weight during that time. I'm going to do a compare and contrast at the end. And then you're going about your life, you're doing your thing. All of a sudden you see a commercial for, I don't know, here's how we track macros, or here's the new Weight Watchers plan, or whatever. And you go, wow, that's new. That's exciting. I don't know anything about that. Maybe I should try it. Oh, let me start researching. And what you would do is you would stop yourself and say, well, wait a second. You've committed to tracking calories for 4 weeks. Here's the deadline. When that deadline's over, the next day, go ahead and circle it on your calendar and say, then you research the new Weight Watchers plan. Then you research the macro plan. Then you look into that new workout program, whatever it is. But you honor your commitments in time. Think about all things, right? Other than marriage, to death do us part, everything has a deadline. You get a 30-year mortgage. How long are you paying it? 30 years. You're given a specific time frame. Why? Because all people need to have a designated window that they know they're focusing on something. 30-year mortgage, 5-year loan. We have all these numbers attached, time frames. So that way you know how long you're committing to something. The same goes for the tools you choose to use or the programs you're using. You give yourself a timeline, and then you give yourself a specific place where you can then change it up. Oh, my mortgage is paid off. Now I can try this instead, right? I can now know that my home is paid for and I can move on to using that money for something else. Same idea here. You want to know that this is the designated window to do whatever you've decided. Once that's over, all these other things that come onto your radar can happen the day after. And that's the kind of more logical way of thinking about it we need to move towards. If it's emotionally driven, there's a great quote from Karate Kid. Mr. Miyagi says, right side of the road, good. Left side of the road, good. Middle of the road, squish like grape, okay? AKA, pick a side. Don't go to the right, don't go to the left, and then don't go to the middle. Like, you literally need to pick something to stick with in order to not get squished like a grape. You know what I mean? And what we keep doing is walking the middle of the line. We don't want to commit to anything. Well, that's not helping you. So whatever you pick, you commit to. 30-year mortgage, till death do us part, for 4 weeks. Give yourself a reasonable time frame. Then you evaluate, then you have permission to move on to something else, but it's not emotionally charged. Everything you see that, again, you get excited about, that happens the day after that time period ends. And so that way you've got it very concise, very focused. You're not feeling like you're bouncing all over the place. That is how you do it. Now, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, share it with your friends, and don't hesitate to leave questions in the comments below. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.